How's it going, guys? Jake from Mead. Welcome again. Today I'm going to be reviewing the iPad 2017 12.9 edition. Is it shit? Let's find out. The iPad 12 is an absolute monstrosity of a tablet. It's fucking massive, man. It's huge. It's fucking huge. When I purchased this iPad, the reason I bought it was a similar reason to why I got my Galaxy Note 8, because I like drawing. I seen the advertisements, I watched all the reviews on this platform, YouTube, and I was like, you know what? It seems pretty good for what I want it to do. I have actually owned an iPad before. I had the iPad Mini 4, and I had that because I had the DJI Phantom 4. I'd read a lot of reviews online and basically explained that iPads or iOS specifically worked better with the DJI Go app. So that's why I originally had an iPad. I ended up selling that drone. It was just too big. Fucking amazing drone, but it was just too big to go traveling with. Sold that, and I didn't need the iPad anymore, so I sold that as well. Now, at the time, I had this pretty much the exact same issues that I had with that iPad is what I have with this iPad. And I should have known that. I should have remembered, but god damn it, I didn't. I fell into the whole, what's a computer ad? And I thought that maybe things had changed. This is Apple we're talking about here, and not much had changed. So going into it, the display overall is fucking pretty amazing. Running at 2732 by 2048 pixels, which is a 4:3 ratio, which is less of a rectangle and more of a square. This is a Retina display, obviously, so it's a high-end display. Now the chipset is running an A10X Fusion chip, which is basically the same as the iPhone 7, except a minor upgrade, as every iPad that runs the same chip as an iPhone is basically an upgraded chip. Now this iPad runs on iOS 11.3, but we'll get more into that later. This model has 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM. The cameras are rocking a 12 megapixel f.18 aperture lens, which is basically the exact same single camera that came with the iPhone 7, not the Plus model. This is the Wi-Fi model only, and my model is space gray, which this exact model can be currently purchased on Kogan.com for 1,269 smackaroos. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go through some things that I do like about this thing, and then we'll go through some things that I think are fucking shit. What I like about this thing is the pen, the pencil, the Apple Pencil. It's fucking, this is by far the best drawing experience that I've had on any electronic device, by far. It supports all sorts of pressure, it's sensitive as fuck, just like me. It's also accepts tilting, which is really fucking cool and quite fucking amazing. What I don't like about this pen is how it charges. It plugs into the bottom, into the lightning port of your iPad, and just kind of fucking sits there like a diving board off a fucking ship. Now, I'm extra careful when I have this thing plugged in, but I don't think a lot of people will be, or accidents will happen. I mean, all it's going to take is to have this fucker hanging off the edge of a bench or something, and someone to walk past it, knock it. It's either going to snap the port or knock the whole fucking iPad off the table. So I don't know who the fuck thought of this, but they're obviously a fucking dickhead. I get, you know, this they've tried to find an easy solution for charging your pen on the go, and it does charge quick. You don't have to charge it full. I leave mine, if it's dead, I'll leave it plugged in for 5-10 minutes, and then I'm good to draw for the next hour or two, you know, that I'm on the train or the bus or the plane. So that's cool, but I hate to fucking say it, but at least include a little fucking dongle, you know, so that way it can hang, or like, you know, it's just sitting there loosely. I can flop it over to the top of the iPad or something. It's just, this is such a janky fucking idea that I have no clue. I don't know what the fuck went through that engineer's head when they thought, oh, this is a good idea, let's just fucking plug it into the bottom. Fucking dickhead. Yeah, definitely points taken for that fucking shitty idea. What else do I like about this thing? It is quick. It's very quick, it's snappy as fuck. Anything that I throw at it, it will load it. Just a piece of piss. It's like, you know, it doesn't even give a fuck. And it's the iPhone 7 was exactly the same. That thing handled anything like a champion. So can this. You know, it's only a couple of years old, that chipset. It handles everything that I want to throw at it just fine. The display is crisp, and the colors are amazing. The speakers are fucking pretty amazing. They're by far the best speakers I've ever heard on a tablet. I wouldn't have a I worry that if, let's say I went for a picnic maybe, and no one bought a fucking a Bluetooth speaker. The speakers in this, I feel, would probably suffice. It's not a tinny sound like you'd get from a mobile phone. It's got some bass to it. It's got some.
Feeling the sun, party done, shadows walking home. Feeling the sun, party done, shadows walking home. When you say it like that, when you say it like that.
So yeah, pretty obvious. It's way better, and that's probably due to the fact that it's got 4 surround speakers. So that's obviously why it's fuckload fat louder. It's packed full of high quality features, hardware wise, but that's where this motherfucker falls so short. It's just barely usable in my opinion. Apple's iOS software is so restrictive that you just can't get anything fucking done, which completely contradicts their whole, oh, what's a computer fucking ad? It's just, you know, yeah, okay, so there's things like, you know, if you want to do some, you can hook up a keyboard to it and you can use all your Microsoft tools for Word, Excel, all that. That's sweet, but then you save it to the cloud. That's pretty much your only fucking option, unless you hook it up to a computer and sync it through iTunes and all this fucking shit. It's so difficult. You can't just hook up a fucking USB stick and just copy and paste, which, you know, on an Android, you can do that. Throw on a USB drive, copy and paste all your Word files onto it, put it on your phone, bang, done. Or just transfer it by a direct phone to the computer. It's really that fucking simple. iPad, you can't do that. Say for movies, let's say you wanted to watch, you've got a whole bunch of fucking series all on your computer, on your hard drive, you want to bring them with you for your 14-hour fucking trip on the plane. You can do that with an iPad, but you've got to do it through a specific app and through iTunes. Let's say you use VLC, you've got to download VLC, you've got to hook up your iPad to iTunes, you've got to plug it in, then you've got to drag all your files over to the VLC player in iTunes to sync it with your iPad. Now, these files are only going to be accepted in VLC, as if they don't even exist anywhere else. They're all just with VLC only. What the fuck is up with that shit? You know, you can buy thumb drives. Actually, my girlfriend has an iPhone 8 and I bought her a thumb drive so she could just copy and paste files over to a thumb drive and plug it into her iPhone. To be able to watch these files, you can only watch them through the SanDisk app. You know, what if, you know, it's, yeah, you're probably only going to watch your shit through one app anyway, but what about all the other files that you want to access and all this? It's just, it doesn't make fucking sense, Apple. What is your fucking problem, mate? So, overall, the software experience is just shit. The keyboard, oh my god, the keyboard just shits me. On my Android, if I want to go to, let's say I write the word the, but instead of THE, I've written TIE for some reason. Now, I just click before the H on the Android, backspace, throw in a H, all good if autocorrect hasn't already got it for me. On the iPad, if I want to get to that fucking H, I've got to click the word, which then the cursor goes to the end of the word, and then I've got to do some fucking weird scrolling shit over the keyboard just to go to the exact letter I want it to go to. It's not that fucking hard, Apple. Are you fucking... Oh, okay, I'm calming down. As you can tell, I don't really have very many good things to say about Apple. Their software experience is just shithouse. For an iPhone, it works better. I don't think it's perfect. But for a tablet like the iPad, iOS just does not cut it at all. You know, like, it just looks shit to me, you know? It's everything spread out. With a screen this big, I shouldn't have to have all my icons separated by a fucking 2-inch fucking gap. Make this shit more like a desktop. Make it like fucking your Mac OS. I don't give a fuck. I use Windows, but make it like at Mac OS. That would be better, you fuckheads. Why can't you do that? I just don't get it. Yeah, it's just frustrating, which means that I don't actually end up using the iPad as much as I wish I did. I spent a lot of money on this thing and I don't use it as much as I wish I could because it's just frustrating. It's not accessible and it's pointless. Like I said, it's great for drawing on, and that's probably the only thing that holds me back from selling it. But then again, I can just do that on my Note 8. I wish that I just got a Samsung S3 tab, because at least Android knows what I want. It just gets me, you know, it gets me. So, is it worth it? Is it shit? I think it's pretty fucking shit. I don't think that it's worth buying an iPad in 2018 when the next one comes out, unless you absolutely love the iOS ecosystem. You're gonna hate this thing. You're not gonna use it. It's gonna be a waste of fucking money. Even if you do love the iPads, I guarantee you that a majority of people barely fucking use them. They've got a laptop for their real world shit. The iPad 2018 is due to come out soon, so if you were considering getting an iPad, I would suggest you probably wait for their 2018 to come out. Apple products, generally the prices don't really drop by much, or they do, but they take a long time. The 2018 model, I'd wait for that to come out. If you really wanted to get one, I'll buy that instead. I'm hoping that when they release the next version of iOS 12, that they fix some of these issues. I've heard that they aren't going to be fixing any of this shit. Be my guest. Give Apple your fucking money like I did. I hope that you have a good time, but I just don't think you will. And Apple, a message for you. Stop being dickheads, mate. You're not giving anyone anything fucking useful. You're being hammered by the competition, and it's showing, man. Anyway, guys, this has been a review of my Apple iPad 2017 12.9 inch model. What a mouthful. Cheesy fucking legends. This has been another video by Jake from Mead Source. If you like my videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like it, dislike it. I don't mind. It's all good. You're all fucking legends for giving me the time in the first place. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.